push-pull legs, bro split. What is the best way to train to get maximum muscle gains? Now, I'm hearing this argument so much with so many different people, and it seems to be the new fad lately that everyone's doing push-pull legs 2 to 3 times a week. Is this the fastest way to grow muscle? Wow. Most of these people saying this are the people with the least amount of muscle, and the ones that I see with the maximum muscle are the ones that are usually getting a lot more rest and training less frequently. So, throughout of my whole bodybuilding career, when I put on the most amount of muscle in a short space of time was when I was only training 4 days a week. I normally train 5 days a week, and I hit each body part once a week. Now, I'm not saying my way is the best way or there's any particular way that is best. There's lots of different ways to get to the same destination, but some are a lot faster, a lot better than others. So you look at the people that have got there the fastest, usually the ones that are lifting extremely heavy weights and very intense sessions, and then they get tons of rest, lots of food. Some people can get away with training a lot more frequently, but that's normally because they are very genetically gifted. And when you look at their lifestyle, they do absolutely nothing but eat, sleep, train. They are sleeping 8 to 10 hours a day. Most of them do not have any other job other than either social media or in the gym. So if you're getting paid to train and you don't have to go to work, then you're at a massive bonus and you could probably train more often because you're getting more rest. Look at, say, Dorian Yates for a perfect example. Now, nobody knew that he had good genetics until he started training. His genetics allowed him to grow faster than a normal person would. But look at what he was doing. He was only hitting every body part once a week, training 4 days a week. He even cut it down to 3 days a week at one point when he put the most size on because he was getting so much rest. He was doing like minimum volume, maximum intensity, in and out the gym, super heavy weights, and tons of rest, tons of food, and it grew and grew and grew. So why is it today that everybody is doing push-pull legs 2 to 3 times a week? I believe it's far too much for an average person with average genetics, unless you're taking crazy amounts of gear, tons and tons of food, and loads of rest. I don't believe that's going to be the best way for you to grow muscle, or at least to maximize your muscle gains. So the way it works is, here's your muscle fibers. When you're in the gym, you lift really heavy weights, it puts so much stress on those fibers, it actually puts little micro tears into the muscle. You go home, you eat, you sleep, and over time, your body will repair that muscle tissue back together. Its defense mechanism to stop this from happening, say 20 kilo was enough weight for you to tear that muscle, over time, it heals, it grows new muscle strands. So 20 kilo is now not heavy enough to tear that muscle. So you need progressive overload. So now maybe 22, 25 kilo, you up the weights and you re-tear the muscle. But this process where it takes to just recover back to its original state before you grow muscle can take 24 to 48 hours. And that's been scientifically proven just on average people training in an average way. If you're hitting the weights a lot heavier, a lot harder, it's going to take longer than that process because you've damaged the muscles further. That's how you're going to get maximum gains. Also, theoretically speaking, 48 hours later, if you did absolutely nothing but eat, sleep, do nothing, don't move, the more active you are, the longer that process is going to take. If I then go train the next day, all that muscle that I've torn, say I've trained my chest, all that muscle's torn, and next day I train back, I have so much muscle now that needs repairing that it's going to prolong the repair process. So what could be 48 hours could turn into 3-4 days. The next day I train something else, and then something else. So each time you train more muscles and tear them down, your body's not going to say, oh, you trained your biceps today. We're just going to focus on healing that until till that's finished and then start. No, it's just going to heal muscle across your body. So the more muscles that you hit, the more muscle fibers that are broken down, the longer the whole process is going to take for you to repair. So the more often you're training, the longer that repair process will take. So 48 hours could turn into 4 or 5 days before that muscle is fully repaired and new strands are being built. If you re-tear that before it's healed, you'll never get to the point where it builds new muscle. So how can you gain muscle if you're training too frequently, too often? You can't. It's not going to happen. Only to a certain point when you first start training, and then your body will soon get used to that. You got to keep progressive overload, more food, more rest. So I do not believe push pull legs 2-3 times a week is the most practical way to build muscle. You may make some gains and then you're going to get stagnant. And like I say, the people that are, it's because they're getting so much rest, so much nutrition, and a lot of them are taking crazy amounts of gear too to speed up that recovery process, which obviously is going to put a lot of strain on your health.